Here we are again in a rut.
It sucks, I know. I was just in one. It happens to all of us, it happens to the best of us. It happens to me a couple times a year, and I officially got my second rut of the year. But I had created a video earlier in the year talking about how to get out of a rut fast. So I was like, wow, this is the beauty of being a self-improvement YouTuber influencer. Let me go back to that video and go and take my own advice. And don't get me wrong, the advice in that video was helpful, but actually being in the depths of the rut and watching that video, there are some things I'd go back and change. And I have much better advice, and now I know how to get out of it much faster. Here's how to actually get out of a rut in 1 day or less. We're gonna get you out of here fast. Welcome back to The Creation of Her. We talk about all things self-improvement, leveling up, closing the gap between who you are now and the woman that you want to be. That sounds like your vibe. Make sure to subscribe to hear more from me. Let's get into it and let's get you out of this rut. In the beginning of that video, I told you guys to draw a circle of the main areas of your life. Now, I was watching that video in bed and I was like, girl, you cannot force me to pull out a pen and a paper or even write it on my notes. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't want to think. I didn't want to do any of that. So I'm not going to make you do any hard work, because let's be real, when we're in a rut, we don't feel like doing literally anything until the end of this video and I change your mind. Also, just for reference, I think it's funny if you're watching on YouTube, here is the video of me in a rut. I look horrible. My hair is literally unwashed. I have pimples all over my face. I'm laying in bed and I'm watching my how to get out of a rut video. This is just for my credentials, so you know I have trialed and errored what I'm about to tell you. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of times when we're in a rut, it's because we don't have anything planned. We don't have anything to look forward to. We don't have anything challenging us, and that's probably the first thing that we need to change. So what I am gonna have you do is we're gonna bring that wheel back, okay? The wheel of the different areas of our life, and I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to look at it. So in this wheel, all right, I'm gonna have my editor do a little something cool on the screen. We have health, living space, relationships, money, career, self-love, recreation, and spirituality. I want you to look at this wheel and you can mentally number all of these areas 1 out of 10. So if you love where you're living, there's nothing you'd really change right now, you're content, that would be a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, whatever the case is. You can pause this video and go through each of the pieces in the circle, and you can just mentally number 1 out of 10 how you feel about each of these areas of your life. Okay, now that the video is unpaused, what were the worst areas of your life, or the areas of your life that need the most help? The ones that you feel the most down about, the ones that really could use your attention, and the ones that if these areas of your life got better, you'd feel so much better about yourself. Now let's take that area of your life and think of a challenge that you could do within that area. For example, if it's spirituality, could you find a meditation challenge online? If it's recreation, could you make ChatGPT or Pinterest or whatever, make a list of new things for you to try every day or every other day or every week, and you can put it in a jar and pick a new one every day or every week. If it's fitness, is there a new fitness challenge that you could do? Pick one of the areas and think of a challenge that you could do starting today or starting tomorrow that excites something in you. And I'm not gonna do everything for you, okay? We all have ChatGPT, we all have AI to our advantage. Some people in my comments are so reluctant to using it, but if you're using it for good and to benefit yourself, then anyways, tell ChatGPT what area of your life you want to improve. Maybe tell it your current situation and have it build a challenge for you, or give you ideas for what challenge you can do that's feasible. And when you find the one that excites you, then that's all you need. So tip number 1 to getting out of a rut fast is to have a challenge to look forward to, preferably in an area of your life that you would like to improve. Speaking of not having things planned in, every girl and every person, every man, every human being needs to have a list on their phone or wherever of things that make you happy. I have been building my list of things that make me happy since I was 14 years old. I think ever since I got a phone, and I will always add to it. Sometimes I take things out when things no longer make me content, but I have everything on there. I have a good matcha, I have baking, I have cute puppies, I have walking on the beach, I have laying in the sun, I have having a good workout. I have a whole list of things that make me happy. So if you already don't have a list, start to make one. But for now, think of just 3 things that you know make you happy. They can be simple, they can be complex. And I need you right now, wherever you plan your days, or even if you don't plan your days, have a list of whatever you're gonna do today or tomorrow. Plan in something that makes you happy. If it's going to get a matcha, plan in where you're going to go get a matcha or a coffee tomorrow and start to get excited about it. If it's hanging out with your friends, can you plan a hangout tomorrow with one of your friends? You need to plan in something that makes you happy and do it now. Because I told you, we are getting out of this rut fast. So plan it in right now. So today or tomorrow, whenever it is, I don't know if you're watching this at night, in the morning, in the middle of the day, whenever you can, tomorrow you are starting whatever challenge it is that excites you and that you made up for yourself, and you are planning in something that makes you happy, preferably after you've done the challenge, because then it's like a reward. But wait, let me backtrack a bit. When is the last time you drank just an 8-ounce glass of water? I'm gonna need you to plan that in right now. Keep me on the screen, I'll keep talking to you, but go get some water and drink it. And if you're feeling fancy, maybe put some electrolytes in it. If you really deep down want to have some self-care, drink some water, and your next meal, we're gonna make it a nutritious meal. If you don't feel like cooking and you have a little extra buckaroonies, order something on Uber Eats. That's nutritious, not junk food, not fast food that's gonna make you feel bad. Something healthy, something that is nourishing and that your body's going to thank you for. And if you're watching this at night, you better think of that meal you're gonna have, and the first meal you have tomorrow better be a nutritious meal. Plan it in. Your body needs water and your body needs good food. A lot of times our energy is low because we're not giving ourselves energy. Stop blaming it on this situation or that. Have you taken care of yourself first? You need to be properly nourished and fueled so you can live a fulfilling life. Okay, I'm happy we drank some water and I'm happy we have a nutritious meal coming up. Next step, I'm gonna need you to download Opal, okay? OPAL. I'm not sponsored yet. We're gonna get there. Actually, they sponsored me on TikTok because I talk about them so much that they sponsored a video that I already mentioned them. But anyways, I love Opal, okay? I've been using it for months. I've been using it for over a year now. And it basically blocks your screens, and it's harder than the regular time limits that you have on social media in like your settings. But I just know you're scrolling way too much on whatever it is. Download Opal so that you're forced to block out the apps where you're scrolling too much. Because the thing is that we don't even realize, we get into a habit, and the next thing we know, we're scrolling. We don't even remember that we opened the app. Download Opal right now, block out your apps so that way you can block out things, and then when you have the habit to go click, you're like, oh my gosh, it's blocked, what do I do now? So you can get creative and start thinking of other things you can do. And I know deep down that you want to stop scrolling, that you want to stop being in this rut, that you want to stop doom scrolling for literally hours, but you just don't know how. Force yourself, okay? Because nothing else is gonna help. Force yourself out of it and block the apps. It might be a little frustrating at first, but you are going to feel so much better. I'm gonna need you to learn the 5-second rule. Now, I don't know if you are on the whole Mel Robbins side of the internet, but Mel Robbins' 5-second rule has literally saved me for years now. I don't even know when she came out with it, but I've been doing it definitely for longer than a year. And it's basically like a rocket ship. If you want to learn more about it, you can search up on YouTube like Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. But basically, when you're struggling to do anything, struggling to get out of bed, struggling to start a task, struggling to do anything you don't want to do, you just count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kind of like a rocket ship, and you do it. At 1, you just get up, you just do the thing without thinking. I don't know why it works, but it does, and I'm inviting you to implement it because it works like a charm. Because the thing is that once you already decided you're gonna count down from 5, you already decided you're gonna do the thing or you're gonna get up. And then you feel stupid when you don't get up or do the thing at 1. I don't know why it works, okay, but it just does. So adopt the 5-second rule, and when you're gonna go get up now to do whatever it is you're gonna do, if you really need that extra help, you can count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and at 1 you just get up. You just do it. There's no room to think. There's no room to linger. You just go. The 5-second rule can really change your life if you let it. Okay, so I actually made a TikTok a couple months ago that went pretty viral about the morning routine that you can do the following day after you've been doom scrolling every single morning. I'm gonna share with you, but before I share with you, I really want to change your mind about how you think about this rut that you're in. You have to give yourself grace, of course. Ruts happen to everyone, and you can even dissect why it happened if you want to. Maybe you were on vacation, maybe you were out of routine, maybe you were burnt out. Like, there are so many reasons. Maybe you're going through a breakup. There are so many reasons why you can be in a rut. If you think about why it happened, 1, you can try to not get into that situation again once you're out of this rut, but you can also give yourself grace because there is no human being that's like a robot that is just go, go, go all the time, okay? We all crash down at some point. It's about how we get up that matters. That's number 1. Take the beating up out of the picture. Take the self-hate out of the picture. We don't do that over here. That is so 2020. I want you to think of this rut as light versus dark. I want you to think of it as demons versus God. I want you to think of it as all the people that want you to lose, and they're just trying to suck onto you and they want you to fall down and they want you to be in this rut, versus you tapping into your potential and looking at all the haters, looking at all the ops and being like, you thought you were gonna bring me down. Whichever of those resonate with you, okay, you're gonna do like that. Me, I think of it as either light versus dark, or like the demons trying to get to me versus like me leaning into God. Okay, like I don't know, it depends on the rut that I'm in. Versus me just choosing hard for one day and then instantly getting back into routine after that because I feel so good, is me tapping into my potential, is me living with God, is me choosing God, is me choosing the light, choosing to be happy, choosing to do things that feel good. Personally, that helps me a lot because it reminds me that I have a choice. And instead I can be like, wait, I'm actively choosing to rot in bed. I'm actively choosing to doom scroll. I'm actively choosing to not block my apps. I'm actively choosing to continue grazing and eating snacks or not eating at all instead of giving myself a yummy meal. It starts to become a choice and you're like, wait, why am I choosing it? And I'm like, wait, actually, I can choose to work out tomorrow. I can choose to work out right now. I can choose to go take a shower, to go take an everything shower, to go on a walk. That can be a choice. And I can choose to do things that make me feel happy. I can choose to do things that make me feel good. Which side are you gonna pick? Are you gonna lean into the side that just wants to see you do bad, or are you gonna lean into the side where you can thrive? You have the choice. The choice is up to you. This is not an external thing that's happening to you. This is all being created inside of you. Are you gonna choose the dark, or are you gonna choose the light? You could take your pick. So here's the morning routine that I want you to do either today if you're watching in the morning or tomorrow. Or honestly, a morning routine can be at any time in the day. If you've been in bed all day and it's like still 4 p.m., this could still work for you because you haven't gotten out of bed yet. And I'm literally gonna deliver this exactly how I delivered it in the TikTok. Let me guess, you say you don't have time for morning routine, yet you spend 30 minutes every morning scrolling in bed before you get up. Or let's be real, in your case, it's probably longer. Look, I see you and I've been there. You have been immediately reaching for your phone, scrolling for way too long, and then starting your morning rush or just in a sleep. But the truth is that you don't have a time problem. You don't have an energy problem. You have a priority problem. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't have to wake up super early. You don't have to do this 1,000 step morning routine. Okay, you just need these 6 steps. Thing is that if you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, your first minute of the day sets the tone for everything. So if you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, you are literally training your brain to be overwhelmed before you've even brushed your teeth. That's kind of gross. Before you touch your phone, take a deep breath and think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Mind you, if you want, you can write this on your phone. You can write a note. You can do like a little sticky note. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll do a little sticky note right here for you. Or even better, take a screenshot so you can write it down later so it's not on your phone and you can read it once you wake up tomorrow. So like I said, before you touch your phone, you're going to take a deep breath as soon as you wake up and think of 3 things that you're grateful for and feel that gratitude. That's it, because having gratitude will rewire your brain for positivity versus feeling sucky for yourself and the situation and the slump that you're in. Also, I need you to know that you feel like a zombie most mornings, not because you need caffeine, not because you need something crazy going on in your life, but because you're dehydrated and you literally have not drank water for like 8 hours, and you also haven't moved for 8 hours, and you were literally a zombie in bed for 8 hours. So before your coffee, before your phone, before eating anything, drink water. And I'm gonna need you to wake up and do 5 jumping jacks, which I promise you is so fast, okay? You can use the Mel Robbins 5-second rule if you need to get started, or you can do a quick stretch. Just move your body for like 5 seconds. That movement is a lot faster than caffeine and will not leave you shaking like a chihuahua by 2 p.m. Next, I need you to decide one thing I want you to focus on today. Maybe it's that challenge, maybe it's the thing that's gonna make you happy, maybe it's a task that you have to really get done, maybe you have school and it's just school. Not 10 things, let's just start with writing down the one thing you're gonna focus on. And you're gonna say it out loud. Today, I'm focusing on filming my podcast. Clarity equals power, so the more intentional you are, the less overwhelmed you feel. The first thing you do in the morning is check notifications, scroll, and compare your life to other people online. People that you don't even know half of their story, you've already lost control for the day. That morning routine that I just told you that you are going to screenshot, that you're going to write down, probably takes you like 5-10 minutes max, depending on how long you want to drag it out. So I need you to give yourself those 5 minutes to set the tone for the day, either today or either tomorrow, latest, before your phone does. And lastly, I'm gonna give you guys one last option. If you just heard all that and you still want to lay in bed, here's what you're gonna do while you're laying in bed. I'm gonna put an example of one video right here, but watch videos of old people giving advice. Because when I was just in a rut, I was not quite ready to get out of bed yet, and I didn't have this video to watch. I had to make it. Now if I ever get in a rut, I'm sure things will look very different. But when I wasn't just ready yet, I started watching videos of older people giving advice for life. Let me tell you, that's probably the main thing that got me out of bed. It It motivated me for life. It made me look at the big picture. It made me look that whatever I'm going through right now is not as big as I think it is, and life is actually a beautiful thing. And I don't know, it's just kind of like, it'll just evoke something in you, okay? So you can go down that little YouTube rabbit hole if you want, but that is a really good tip that I've never heard anyone say, and it did wonders for me. So you can start with that video that I showed on the screen, or whichever ones you want. I really hope this helped. If it did, please come back in the comments, DM me or anything, give me some feedback, and if you have other tips, please share it, because I know how hard it is to be in a rut, and I know that, let's say in 6 months or in a year, if I'm in a rut again, this video is going to be so helpful, and I really hope that it helped some of you. So if it did, please let me know. If you need any advice on anything, you just want to talk, my socials are always in the description box or in the show notes. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and share this to anyone who you think this might help. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye!